Funny story about this fabric, apparently it's worth a lot of money. Welcome to the Sewing Report. I'm Jen. This channel is all about making sewing fun and approachable. I want to talk today about designer fabrics and their collectability. But first, a quick thanks to our sponsor, the Sewing Report Etsy shop, the place for all of your fabrics, sewing supplies, and luxury handmade goods. Check it out and find exactly what you need, and know that every one of your purchases supports the Sewing Report. Okay, so this is fabric I bought about 6 years ago, back in 2017, and this is from a very popular collection called Tabby Road, and it's from designer Tula Pink. If you are new to sewing and quilting, Tula Pink is one of the best known designers for quilting cotton. She has very bold, whimsical prints, many of them featuring animals or other creatures, and these are highly collectible fabrics. I don't know why, like I guess she's just a really hot designer, but people go crazy over this stuff, like seriously crazy. She has a cult following, she's very big on social media, and I really do appreciate her artistry. Now, I don't see the need to buy every single print from every single Tula Pink collection, but this one in particular really spoke to me because it has cats on it, and at the time I had a cat. You may remember her from earlier days of the channel. Her name was Gato Cat. She has since passed away, but the cats on the print kind of reminded me of my own cat, so I was like, I need to get some of the cat print fabric. So I purchased 2 yards of this. This is more like the kind of blender, lower volume print. This is cat eyes. So I got 2 yards of this. I don't even remember what my plans for the fabric were, or like what I was gonna do with it. And then I bought 1 yard of each of these prints. So I got 1 yard of the one with like the more magenta, pinky purple background, one of the aqua background with like the orange cats, and then 1 yard of the orange background with the like aqua cats. And then for some reason, I don't know why, but I decided to get a half a yard. I think maybe this was the color I was like least wild about, I don't know. But I bought a half a yard of the one with like the more blueberry. I think this color was called blueberry with like the green cat on it. And then I got half a yard of kind of complementing fabric. I'm not sure what the name of this was, but I liked the geometric prints and the colors. I don't know if I was gonna make like a bag out of these fabrics. I have no idea. I honestly don't remember, but I've had them in my stash. I've not cut into them at all. I just, you know, this fabric has been through, let's see here, like 4 different moves. And, you know, I've just had it hanging around. I've never cut into it. In fact, this is the first time I'm actually like unfolding the fabric. It's in really nice condition. I think like about a year ago or so, I was doing a little vlog style video where I was showing my like whole fabric collection. A viewer commented down below, they're like, hey, I think I saw some rare fabric in your collection. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I figured out it was the cat fabric. They're like, oh, I think that cat fabric is pretty collectible. So I decided to look it up on Etsy and eBay and see what the deal was, right? I did a quick search for the Tula Pink Tabby Road collection. Holy moly, I was really surprised at what I found. One, there really aren't very many listings anywhere online for this fabric. It seems like it is pretty hard to get now. The ones I did see, the prices were astronomical. All right, so I have 1 yard of this. People on Etsy, at least the few sellers I did see on Etsy, were selling 1 fat quarter of these cat prints for about like $50 to like $60. That's for 1 fat quarter. So I've got like 4 of these and then 2 of the blue one. And then if someone, I think I did see a couple people selling yardage, and the yardage was being sold for anywhere from like $165 to $200. Again, that's the last time I checked. Things may have changed. So, and then somebody was selling a fat quarter bundle of the entire Tabby Road collection. Like they had some other prints, like I think there was one with like, it looked like cans of cat food and other like cat type themed stuff. It was really cute. It reminded me of the Garfield cartoon, you know, kind of reminded me of that kind of stuff. Someone was selling a fat quarter bundle for $595. I was like, oh my God, made me wish I bought a fat quarter bundle, that's for sure. But I could not believe that like fabric I just bought, and I looked up my own purchase history. I paid $10 a yard for all of this. Okay, so let's see. So this is 10, 20, 30, 40, and this is 2 yards. So I paid about $60 for all of this fabric. $60 for like a lot of fabric for 6 yards of fabric. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is 6 because these are each half a yard. This other fabric, these 2 prints, because they don't have the cats on them, if you find this online, it's not going for nearly as much. But for some reason, I don't know if people just really like go crazy for cat print fabric. I don't know. If these are worth $200 a yard, I have $700 worth of fabric right here, which is super, super crazy. I'm just kind of curious about like prices of stuff and that kind of thing. So I just kind of figured it out. This fabric here that I paid like $35 for, you know, if it goes for like what I'm seeing online, $35 to $700. That's quite a big increase. So again, I paid $10 a yard, and apparently there are people willing to pay like $200 a yard or $50 for a fat quarter, which is really, really insane. I even saw people selling, and typically when you see people selling rare fabric, it'll say, they'll put rare in the title, and then they'll put OOP or out of print. So it'll say rare OOP. Because at first I was like, what does OOP mean? And then I figured it out and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So I do kind of want to talk about like why this is happening, because if you're kind of new to the world of fabric, particularly quilting cotton fabric, there's a bit of FOMO involved with fabric purchasing of this capacity, and that's because the prints are limited runs for a lot of designer themed print collections like this. Once it sells out, the company typically does not, the manufacturer, they don't make it again. So whatever is gone is gone. So I do think there's a bit of FOMO or fear of missing out, because you're like, oh my gosh, I really like that new collection, but what if I don't get it? Am I gonna be able to get it when it's out of print, or, you know, whatever. So I do think there's a little bit of that going on. I mean, if they just, like, clearly there's a demand for this fabric, so I mean, they could just keep printing it, I don't know. And I did see that apparently some of Tula Pink's older collections are having reprints, which is awesome, because a lot of those older designs, like I saw she had, I think there was a collection, it was like salt something or salt air, salt water, and there was a really cool print with an octopus on it, and that was another one of the rare out of print fabrics I saw on Etsy that was going for a lot of money. I did see that she is starting to kind of resurrect some of her old collections to bring some of those prints back to be available again, which I think is really cool, because I don't really, like, there's really no reason this is rare. Again, the company could just reprint more fabric. I don't exactly know how the fabric world works. I know it's fairly complicated. It's probably not that easy. I get it. But the fact that people are willing to pay $200 a yard for this, I mean, maybe that says something about the demand of the fabric. Fabric manufacturers, listen up here. If there's fabric people are willing to pay a lot of money for, like, imagine if, I think this is like Free Spirit Fabrics. I think that's who she's partnered up with. But typically the designer will like get a deal with one of the fabric manufacturers and then license their design to that manufacturer. And then they'll do like different collections. And there's always a new one coming out. And then you see all of the influencers sewing with the same fabric because it was sent to them by the fabric company. There's that whole cycle and all. But I mean, imagine if like Free Spirit Fabrics reprinted this collection and charged, you know, $25 a yard for it. People would feel like they were getting a deal. I've got this fabric now and it's allegedly worth a lot of money. What do you guys think I should do with it? I don't think I want to sell it. I kind of want to hold on to it. I think it's really cute fabric. Plus it reminds me of my cat. But like, that's the thing. I've had it for 6 years and I haven't done anything with it. Again, that's more of my problem, is that I just buy stuff and I don't end up like using it. So I do have I clearly have a problem with that. But let me know down below in the comments if you have any suggestions for maybe the best projects or something cool I could do with the cat fabric. I'm not really sure. It is really cute. Look at these little kitties here. They're just adorable. I did see she has a new collection that's available for pre-order, and there is one print that I want. She has bunnies on one of the prints. There was one specific color, like I think it came in 3 different colors, and there was only really one color I liked. So I might try to get a yard of that bunny. I know I don't need any more fabric, but that one bunny print really spoke to me because, again, now I have a bunny. So I feel like all personally invested in stuff. So I'm kind of drawn to the bunny print from the Besties collection. So it's all these animals. So like squirrels, and I saw like the goldfish print one was really cool too. But I think I really only want to get the bunny print. Again, that will not be $200 a yard. Hopefully that's only like, you know, I pay up to like $15 a yard for that or something like that. But what do you guys think about the prices of some of this like out of print fabric? Is it crazy? Is it like justified? Like, I don't even know, but somebody told me what was up with this fabric and I was like, all right, I gotta do some investigation. So do you actually think this fabric is worth $200 a yard, or like, are these people like crazy? And again, I'm not even selling this fabric, but I just kind of wanted to talk about it because it is sort of like a weird fluke in the whole like fabric economy, and I was like, this is kind of weird. So let's chat about it. But let me know what you think about this video down in the comments. If there's any other topics you would like to see me discuss, also leave me a suggestion there. I'm Jen with the Sewing Report. I'll see you again in the next video, and remember, whatever you're doing, make it fun.